everyone, and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 replay cast. This is Overmind, and today I have for you a fairly high-level ZvZ. I believe one player was in the Diamond League and one was in the Master League, so we're going to be seeing some cool stuff, hopefully. None of that nonsense that goes on in the lower leagues. Speaking of our players, I should probably introduce them. Spawning at the top side of the map in red, we have MudKip from QT Ling. Oh, what a cute Zergling. Zerglings are cute, so that's fine. And spawning at the bottom side of the map in blue, we have Wisto's jdawgs. Looks like both of them are going to go ahead and make overlords and make drones. The first bit of this game is going to be pretty similar. I'm looking forward to seeing whether they decide to go pool first or expo first. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up just a little bit, just for a moment, so that I can have the answer to my burning question. And we do see these overlords going out to scout out the opponent. I do see one pool, two pools going down. This is going to be pools before expos. It's going to be one of those games. Zerg players, you know what I'm talking about. Those games that are just nonsense. Both players are going to go ahead and be a little bit aggressive. We do have an expo going down for jdawgs, so that's going to help him out economically, assuming that he doesn't get too heavily harassed by MudKip. MudKip's already got that gas mining, already got that going down. Looks like jdawgs is going to go ahead and put his extractor down as well and begin mining gas for the speed. jdawgs hitting just a very slight supply block here, which is going to be no good this early in the game. We do have Zerglings on the field. Looks like they're going to go ahead and head out across the map, slowly though, because they do not yet have a speed. We have a Baneling nest. A Baneling nest, rather, not nest. Baneling nest coming up for MudKip, as well as for jdawg, looks like. So pretty even, aside from this expo, which is going to get cancelled as he sees the very fearsome Zerglings crossing the map. Zerglings which are just going to hang out here. Are we going to see Banelings? Are we going to see Banelings? Alright, Zerg players, you know how this game is played. If he gets good Baneling hits, he's going to be in an amazing position. And if he gets bad Baneling hits, well, that's going to be kind of a problem. We do want to note that MudKip is getting his speed upgrade done pretty soon here. Yep, there it goes. And is making a large number of Zerglings. jdawgs is going to go ahead and make counter Banelings. They are not yet up. Banelings coming on in, chasing down workers. Queen trying to make something happen here. Just barely survives. What? Very low health. jdawgs with the you can go now, and MudKip with the very cool okay. Alright, whatever you say. That's fine. Now there are more Zerglings out here. They have to be very, very careful because jdawgs does now have a non-zero number of Banelings. We do have a spine crawler burrowing on down for some additional defense. A few Zerglings running around. No speed up yet for jdawgs, so he's doing his best to position these Banelings in as deadly of places as he possibly can, and to defend as much as possible. Over here we do have an expansion coming down for MudKip, who at this point is actually in a pretty good position. He's preventing jdawgs from expanding, which is going to be pretty devastating for a Zerg player. And of course he sees that seriously, a natural, something you don't have. Ooh, the banter. And Baneling. Oh, that was such a good Baneling hit. Now we have a little bit of micro back and forth as we try to trade Banelings efficiently. And we do have those Zerglings being shooed away so that jdawgs can get his expo up. MudKip's is about 2/3 of the way on up already, so that's going to be very helpful for him, although we do have An Overlord killed off for MudKip, so he's going to be a little bit supply blocked. Looks like these queens might yet get another kill here. Moving slowly across the map. We have MudKip's forces hanging out here near his expansion, which is just finished coming on up. And he's going to go ahead and get out of this supply block. jdawgs' own expo is coming on up as well. jdawgs looks like is going to go ahead and build a roach warren, get an evo chamber. I want to go ahead and note the placement of these. It's very defensive, very hard to get zerglings running on in here to bother his poor innocent drones. We do have some zerglings over here in MudKip's base running on in. They do have speed now, which makes them far more deadly. Looks like the queen's gonna go ahead and take this on, not by herself. Oh, trading a baneling for 2 zerglings. Not an efficient use of that gas, but he does clean up those little zergling runmen, so that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and get a spine up here to help prevent any additional issues. Baneling's coming on in. MudKip sees it. Run, drones, run! The queen gonna go ahead and try and take this out. Alright. I think that worked out much better for MudKip than it did for jdawgs. Only getting a few drones for that, and a zergling, I suppose. Additional banelings at the front. Looks like some upgrades are being researched by both players, which is, of course, the way to go. If you have units, you may as well upgrade them. And this Overlord is in some danger as he is trying to get back over to this safer area. We'll see if he manages that. I want to note that jdawgs does have Overlords positioned around the map so that he can see some stuff going on, although he is now supply blocked after that Overlord got taken out by the queen. Creep tumor being taken out by these few zerglings here. And that run-in is pretty well stopped by jdawgs. MudKip spreading his own Overlords out very well so that he has very good map vision all over the place. Good. Very good placement. Excellent. And now the game begins to stabilize a little bit. We have a couple roaches being produced. We'll see if those are used defensively, although 7 roaches at this point in the game seems like there might be a little bit of a push coming up from MudKip. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and kill off this Overseer. No? Overseer's gonna escape. Overseer is going to get a very good scout on the base, whether or not it lives. We do have these players trading Overseers back and forth. Energy low on this queen because we're getting those ejects off. jdawgs coming up on a supply block, but should get out of it pretty shortly since he has those Overlords building. More importantly, is going to go ahead, MudKip is going to go ahead and take a 3rd, which is going to help him with that larva count significantly, and he positions his army sort of between this front area of his main and natural, and this area over here by what will be his 3rd once it comes on up. Fortunately, jdawgs does not really have anything scouting this, so he's not currently aware of it. We'll see if and when he finds it out. Looks like a zergling is going to come in as soon as I say that. So he does probably know about this. I actually want to check that. Oh, wrong camera. There we go. Yes, he does know about this base, which is going to be saturated right about the time it finishes, maybe just a bit earlier, so he's going to hold those drones back there. This Overseer going to do a quick scout to see if jdawgs has his own 3rd, but jdawgs is going to try and be a bit more active on this map, moving on out. Of course, this creep will spot this, I believe. Yeah. So MudKip is going to know that something is going on since its creep tumors are being killed off. jdawgs holding the watchtower, and MudKip coming on out to try and shoo them away. Pulling back. jdawgs going for the third. I think the concave is better for jdawgs. MudKip, though, has that Baneling trapped way in the back, unable to get through and make anything happen. Queen's going to go ahead and transfuse some of these roaches. More roaches coming up from MudKip. jdawgs decides to run back by the third, and seems to be pretty well chased off at this point. Creep spread is very good on this map, which is exactly what we would expect from a Diamond and Master player. We do have roaches moving out across the map for MudKip, going to go ahead and counterattack at this third. 2 roaches arriving slightly before the rest of the army. Looks like the positioning is a bit better for jdawgs. MudKip's going to have to move back out across the map. Slowly across this non-creep portion. He goes ahead and snipes that roach. Look at that death animation. That's great. The green bile acid incinerating a roach. Ugh. Alright. Now we have more roaches being produced for both players. Looks like a Hydralisk den is going to come up for MudKip. We do have additional fighting going on here. This looks so very close. Of course, MudKip will have a defender's advantage in that reinforcements can arrive from the very, very nearby hatcheries. However, jdawgs is going to go ahead and stream across the map. It looks like he's going to be able to push MudKip back a little bit. As I said, you can go now, says jdawgs. Alright, MudKip, hang in there. Move those drones up. Oh, the queen goes down. And I think the natural's gonna go down as well. Oh, maybe MudKip's gonna save it. Nope, natural goes down, and then jdawgs is forced to retreat. Oh, the drones are being killed as they move to the third. MudKip's gonna go on ahead and try and push this back. Looks like he will succeed. Still at a very high price. Losing a hatchery is nothing to be scoffed at, especially in a ZvZ, when every hatchery counts. Although admittedly, MudKip did have his third up much earlier than jdawgs did, so maybe this will just counterbalance that a bit. Certainly don't think MudKip is down and out by any stretch of the imagination. Hydralisk coming on up, one of the first ones on the field, I believe, for MudKip. Looks like jdawg is going to go ahead and produce some additional roaches. Hatchery coming back up, and it looks like MudKip is going to go ahead and take a fourth, which is going to help him ramp up his production, as well as, of course, get minerals. And it looks like both of these players are pretty close as far as drones. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. We have the army supply very close to even, the worker supply also very close to even, so this game is far from over. We do have a number of changelings creeping their way across the creep. Going to go ahead and scout out the enemy base. Fairly large roach force from jdawgs. Looks like they're going to go ahead and head on out. They immediately see the changelings, although one changeling does get a bit further in than the others. A counter changeling sent across the map, and jdawgs is going to go ahead and try and take the gold. Now this map is sort of special in that it has 2 gold bases that are very close to the enemy bases, and therefore very easily lost. So we're going to see if jdawg winds up with a big benefit from having that. That changeling is quickly picked off by MudKip. And jdawgs moving out across the map. MudKip seeing that because of his very good creep spread, so he has a pretty good idea of where jdawgs is. And he's gonna head on back. Rock's gonna go down so that he can get easily back and forth between this area, possibly thinking about taking gold himself. jdawgs sniping some of this creep, hanging out by the watchtower. And this gold is up and running, 12 of 18, so pretty well saturated. MudKip is going to go ahead and head across the map, though. I don't believe MudKip does not know about the gold just yet. And you can see J-Dawg hanging out over here, trying to make sure that if there is an attack, it is not on the gold expansion. He's going to go ahead and do a little bit of scouting. MudKip doing a little bit of scouting. J-Dawgs is going to go ahead and find out about this base back here, which fortunately does not have any drones that might be terrorized by these two Zerglings. The army's going to go ahead and move over to deal with those. Very important to deal with these Zerglings quickly. J-Dawgs is going to move around the map. A little bit of indecision as to where specifically to go. Wants to go ahead and group up. Few roaches try and run on in, but the main roach force is going to go ahead and try and hit this third. There's nothing there to defend it. Oh, the queen tries to make something happen. The drone's quickly retreating out of there, which is probably the correct choice. J-Dawgs himself backing on up, and it looks like some roaches have found this gold expansion in the meantime, so lots of activity on this map. Drones from that expansion are going to go ahead and retreat back to this third expansion. J-Dawg's going to go ahead. Ah, but the gold goes down to just a few roaches. Looks like he has some changelings just sitting over here. And both of these players are almost maxed. Yep, there we are, 200 of 200 and 199 of 200. I want to go ahead and take a look. The worker supply is in favor of MudKip, which means that that's going to be cutting into his army a bit at this point, which is somewhat unfortunate, although it's not an abnormal number of workers here, 56 total to 43. I've seen a lot of players go all the way up to 60 or 70, so it's not going to be such a huge deal. Both players having a very large army, not as many workers. These armies are about to intersect. We see a split. Some roach-on-roach action. Hydralisk mix into MudKip's army. Much longer range, but very, very squishy compared to roaches. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I think the concave is better for J-Dawgs. Roaches and Hydralisks over here. Sigh, 25-minute game and you lost after 5 minutes. J-Dawgs. Goodness. You know, sometimes you can tell that it's bad manners because you see the swear words and Blizzard bleeps it out, but sometimes it's just that annoying, demoralizing nonsense that people try and spew at you. Both players trying to max out their army again. MudKip at a pretty severe lead as far as food. You will note that his army supply and worker supply are both higher than J-Dawgs, so we'll see if he can make this happen. I think he's going to this push through these roaches. He's making sure to keep those Hydralisks in the back. You're hacking, which is what everyone who's ever lost StarCraft and been kind of a jerk about it has said, and there's a little bit of a dance there at the end. MudKip is victorious. Whew. 25-minute long game. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. If you would like to see me cast one of your games, please send it to noobcrafted@gmail.com. I have fun casting. Hopefully you have fun watching. Thanks for tuning in again, and I'll see you guys next time.